power forward back ends for fives today. Okay, been playing a lot of fives lately. I probably got like 100 games in this season, and been trying out a bunch of different stuff. This is the best back end build I was able to come up with for you guys. So we're gonna do a power forward, 6'6", 261 pounds with a max wingspan. That 261 is important because that's gonna be able to get us 92 defensive rebound, which is very important. We got to be able to help out on the boards, especially as power forward. All right, so we're gonna start off with the physicals. We'll just get that out of the way first. So the physicals on this build go crazy, dude. We're gonna do 90 speed, dude. So you're gonna be one of the fastest guys on the court. You're gonna be able to keep up with the guards. You're definitely gonna be faster than any big man, you know, wing players, anything like that. You're gonna be able to keep right up. Agility 80. It's gonna make sense in a second. I mean, it would be nice to get this to, I think I can get this to an 83, but we're gonna do an 80 on this one. Strength 85. And vertical, we're gonna do also 85. Vertical is super important, especially if you're like a 6'6", 6'7" power forward. Vertical is huge to be able to get up there and get some rebounds. So I see people throwing this down in like the 77 kind of range, something like this. I just don't think it's enough. I think intervals of 10. So like once you break over 80, I think you get better animations. So that's what we're gonna do for that. And then we're gonna throw this all the way up to a 92 defensive rebound. Like you said, that's gonna be able to see that. That's gonna give us gold rebound chaser, gold box out beast, gold pogo stick, all that. Offensive rebounds, not great, but we're not gonna be in position. Like if you're playing real comp power forward, you're generally just kind of camping in the corners. So you're not gonna have a lot of opportunities to get offensive rebounds. So we're gonna throw that at a 74. And that's just kind of using some leftovers, but we're kind of working backwards on this build. Defense is the most important part of a power forward back end build. You are like the anchor man. You are in the passing lanes, you're down low, you're on the perimeter. You got to be able to play defense. So steal is the meta. We're gonna go for 89 steal, but we're gonna use our +5 and make this a 94. So that's gonna give us Hall of Fame interceptor, and then your glove's gonna be on gold. The Hall of Fame interceptor, you +1 this to legend if you want, but I would say realistically you got to be in this 94 range at least on a power forward back end build. So we're gonna 89 that to use our +5 on that. Perimeter, I like having the 92 perimeter. You see what the 92 does. You're gonna have challenger, on ball menace, pick dodger, movable. All this stuff's going to be on gold. I like having that. There's definitely a lot of guys that are maybe doing like an 87, an 85 even, or an 84, because on ball menace, you're not generally guarding the ball a ton. So I'm seeing some guys get away with like an 84. So it depends on you, man. If you feel like you need the extra badges because you're just not quite there at the same level as some of those high end guys, you know, I would shoot to try to get the 92. So I have 9 cap breakers. I'm assuming next season we're gonna get 1 more. So that's gonna give me basically 10 cap breakers to work with. That's what I'm gonna base this build off from, and then I'll show you guys a couple other variations as well. Interior is super big. I see guys that are down in like this 75 range, and that's just not enough in my opinion. I even see guys in like the 82. I've done the 82, but you're so undersized down there that I really think you got to shoot for this 88 number, and that's going to give you gold post lockdown. And again, that's improves the defender's ability to defend post moves, but this also kind of triggers on like close shots and other stuff like that. So I think this is really good. So I think block sometimes is kind of like a bailout for your shit D. So I would rather have this interior be extra high to be able to help us get some stops down low. But we are going to kind of throw this block all the way up to a 78 silver high flying denier. Again, not bad. All right, from there, we're going to do our 3-point shot. We're going to max the 3-pointer out to an 83. It's going to give you silver set shot specialist. You can +1 this to gold if you want. That really can help you out with your shooting. It depends what you guys need. If you need help on your shot, put this to gold. If not, you can go +1 your interceptor to legend. But it's also going to give you limitless range, which is good if you're kind of in a situation where you're not able, like you're playing with randoms in the rec, let's say, and the corners are kind of taken. Your ability to play the hash with that limitless range. Free throw, I like free throw. honestly, especially if you're playing random rec where, you know, you don't know what the hell your teammates are going to be. You're going to get all them transition free throws. You know, that could be an extra 1, 2, 3 points a game necessarily. So if you're somebody that's not getting a lot of touches on offense, especially if you're sitting in the corner, kind of just taking your defender away, which power forward generally does, I like getting a few free points off free throws. Standing dunk. I see some people, they do like one of these guys, like a 40, which is like the minimum to get a standing dunk animation, but I really like getting this to at least a bronze rise up. So bronze rise up, I think it really helps. Like, you're not going to get a ton of backdoor cut opportunities, but when you do, you're going to be able to finish them with the bronze rise up. So I like having this. A driving dunk is going to be a 65. I think you just get some better animations with that. And then we'll slide down here to the pass accuracy. Pass accuracy is a weird one, because you'll see anything from like a 65, like absolute bare minimum. But I really like at least getting that break starter to silver. So if we grab the board, we can potentially push it down there. That is also a tier 2 badge, so you can actually +1 that to gold too. I have seen some builds where guys are throwing like an 87 pass accuracy. Depending on if you got more cap breakers, you can take some stuff away. You know, you take your speed away and stuff, and then you can work this up to like an 82. You know, if you got like 15 cap breaks, you can go steal, speed, pass accuracy, and then you could get gold break starter. So it all depends on what you guys got going on. So then we got a few leftover attributes. We'll slam it onto post control. So this is what I'm running. Again, I'm basing this off from 9, 10 cap breakers. So assuming next season I'm going to get one more, I'm going to have 10. So we will use 5 to our steal. That's going to give us Hall of Fame interceptor. And we're using 5 to the perimeter D to get 92, which gives us gold challenger, on-ball menace, pick dodger. So I'll show you guys another variation. If you got more cap breakers, what I would consider doing. All right, so the only change I made on this one is I took 5 off our speed. So we have an 85 speed. You can get away with 85 speed. I like the 90 speed because you, especially if you're playing random rec, you can kind of get some leak outs. You know, because generally, like, random rec people aren't as organized. Like, your guy is going to be all over the place. So, but I like the 90 to be able to get out, get some leak outs, get some easy buckets, man. Get involved a little bit in the offense because, you know, if you're just sitting in the corners, you might only get a couple shots a game. So you can get yourself some easy buckets with that 90 speed. But I would maybe do something like this. So if you, and especially if you don't think you need the 92 perimeter defense, you can just keep this on 87. That keeps off-ball passes Hall of Fame. Again, +5 your steal to 94. +5 your speed to 90. And then you could +5 your pass accuracy, and then you would be able to get the gold break starter. Again, in the free throw, this is kind of overkill, but honestly, for how cheap free throw is, I just like having it because you could take this away, but there isn't a ton else you're able to really even upgrade. So that's probably the way I would attack that. So if you're somebody that's a vet 2, this is an option for you as a 6'6" power forward. One other just like random, just straight up sniper power forward build. On this one, you would knock your wingspan down to 6'10", your weight to 254, and then that gives you the ability to put your 3-point shot up to an 89. That's going to give you gold set shot and silver limitless. You'll be able to just absolutely splash. You could even +1 that to Hall of Fame if you wanted to. But everything else here pretty much stays the same. Your defensive rebound, though, it goes down to an 85. 85 isn't bad. Because again, your main job as a power forward is you're really just trying to get a body. You're trying to get a box down there, and then your center comes in and snags the rebound. But that 85 at least gets you a gold box out. You could +1 that to Hall of Fame if you want to. And then we did have to knock 1 off our steal to be able to make this work. So this is another option too. I have not tried this, but I would be interested to see how this actually works. You see, I got a few extra attributes. I don't even know where I would put that, but this is also another very cool option. It's a little bit more off meta, but your defense is still really solid. I think you're going to be able to rebound okay enough, especially depending on the takeover. You really don't need to run a shooting takeover. You could probably run something like horse, So that horse is going to be able to get your defensive rebound up to a 92. Your vertical is going to get to a 92. So that might be enough to snag. Not sure, but again, this is another option if you guys are looking for something a little bit different. Another option too, if you're looking for that 87 pass accuracy, you can kind of go something like this. I drop my 3-ball to an 80. You're able to bump this pass accuracy up to an 87. You're going to drop your interior to an 82. This still isn't bad. This gives you silver post lockdown. Not terrible. I do like that gold though. Again, 87 perimeter, 89 steal. Your block's only down to a 74. That's going to give you at least bronze paper controller. Helps protect the rim a little bit. Offensive rebound is down to a 70. You're also going to keep that 92 board though, so that's big. -1 on the speed, 89. Big sad. 85 strength. Again, you're able to keep gold box out, a movable enforcer on gold, and then keeping the vertical at an 80 to be able to get those better animations for jumping up for rebounds. So another option here.